Shervin Bargarian. You reported on him several months ago. He was the young man who asked the IRGC member, "What did Maharbit mean?" And when he was told it means execution, he was begging for his life. Well, his family was granted one last meeting with him, and he's been put in solitary confinement, and we fear that he may be executed um, at the call to prayer coming up. And but if we speak his name, we can save his life. Because I remember back in 2022, we spoke about a lot of these people who were set to be executed. Like for example, Tumur Salahi, he was originally sentenced to death, but because we spread his name, we were able to save him from being executed. So maybe we can do the same for Shervin.
Yeah, yeah, maybe you're right. We should. I mean, I'm not very optimistic, but you're right. Um, and also now that you
Just
mentioned that
talking,
name,
just talking about. Go ahead.
no, no, you go ahead. You finish your because I want to add to that name now that you mentioned that
But
name. But go.
just talking about him on your show alone helps give him some fame, and just by doing that alone helps save his life. If anyone on the YouTube chats or on here, please share his name as much as you possibly can, because we can possibly keep him from being executed.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you so much for keeping an eye on this and paying attention to this. And I'll add another name to that. I just saw right now on Iran International saying Mahnam Nawab Safavi, 22-year-old Persian language rapper, arrested during Iran's January protest, has been sentenced to death by a revolutionary court in Isfahan. A source familiar with the case told Iran International the sentence was issued by Branch 5 of the Isfahan Revolutionary Court, uh, by the judges Hemmati Nejad, on charge of the charges waging war against God through participation in the, they say, in the destruction of public property, which is bullshit, as well as propaganda against the establishment and assembly and collusion, according to the source. The source said Nawab Safavi had two lawyers, but neither was granted access to the case file or given an opportunity to defend him. His trial was also held in absentia. Nawab Safavi was arrested during the January protests in Isfahan and is currently being held at Dasgir prison in the city. So that's another name that also, let's keep an eye on. Mahnam Nawab Safavi also just got a death sentence. And thank you again, Kathy, for bringing this up. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. I'm Iranian as well, so this matters to me a lot.
Yeah. Um, okay. I'll yeah, I'll keep an eye on this and thank you. All right. Who's next? Nobody?
Alda?
Hi. I agree that we need to do everything that we can to bring these names out into the public. Um, I would suggest if you're on any social media platforms to also share them. But I also got notice of some more people that have just been facing, or that have just been supposedly given the death sentences. And these are, and I'm probably going to mispronounce their names, so I'll do the best that I can. Mehdi Zarif, Ali Zaghai, Ayla Akbari, Matin Shabani, Farshid Hosanpour, Majed Hosanpour, Hosen Safapur, and Hosen Rasuli. So we should get to work on that anyway. But I agree with you, Kathy. Thank you.
Do you guys think
Next is
that bring? Oh yeah, go on. Sorry, Nilbani. I thought we didn't have any more twos. I'll put a two in the chat so that I don't interrupt you. I'm sorry, Nilbani. Here, I'll put a two.
No worries. Raham?
Hey, do I sound any better?
Yes, a lot better.
Awesome. Yeah, I just wanted to add four more names. My phone is just tripping out. These four are the last four of the Farahani Square in Esfahan, same place that they just executed those two other people, and it's their names are Ghaem Hosseini, Ali Dashti, Amir Hossein Maliki, and Sherwin Bagherian. If I remember correctly, all of these guys are accused of murdering and burning quote unquote police officers. And they've been moved to solitary confinement yesterday, and they are rumored to be scheduled to be publicly executed in the same place. Why this is somewhat significant is because Isfahan had a lot of casualties in January 8th and 9th, and the bulk of them came from that square, which is where they hung the other protesters. So just wanted to add that. Hopefully we can do something. Something happens miraculously to save their life, but yeah.
So here's the three names I have. I just tried to find a Persian writing four names. Let me know if I'm getting this correctly. Shervin Bagherian Jebeli, right? That was is that Kathy? That's the one that you were mentioning, right?
That's right.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so Shervin Bagherian Jebeli, turned 18 years old. Let me know if any of this is wrong. Okay, if you know, turned 18 years old just days before his arrest following the protests on January 8th in Esfahan. He was tried in a closed-door revolutionary court without access to independent legal counsel, and faces imminent execution under charges brought by the Islamic Republic. And then we have Ali Reza Sepahi, right? You guys mentioned that.
Ali Reza Sepahi, I think, was already
Oh,
executed, if I'm not mistaken.
weren't there two
There were two of them.
Sepahis? Okay, so
Yeah, one of them had a heart attack, and the other one was executed.
Correct.
okay, so is he did he not survive the heart attack?
I'm not sure. I read that he's in the hospital, but there's no information about it. I think he's the one that has the physical disability as well, if I'm not mistaken. So one of the two cousins has a physical disability, and I think he's the one that had the heart attack. But there's no information about how he's doing. I haven't seen anything.
So he's saying detained during the clashes on January 8th in Ali Khani Square. Ali Khani Square, that's the square that you guys are mentioning in Isfahan, where many of these young men came from. His family was instructed by authorities on July 27th to prepare for potential final visits at Isfahan Central Prison, indicating an extremely high risk of immediate hanging by the regime. And then Erfan Soltani, was that on your list?
That's not on my list. No. So they hung. I think they executed three people already before the public execution happened, if I'm not mistaken. So that might be in the first batch.
Okay, well, that's what I have. And thank you. All right. All right, nobody?
Next is this guy named Armin.
Oh, no, that's just what I wanted to. Thank you. Sorry. I just wanted to read these names that I could gather. And thank you.
So next is Halda.
Hulda.
Sorry about that. I wanted to say that the names that I tried to read off earlier are Brahmashed, but they also just started a true social campaign to save two, that were in the same square as in Isfahan, that are also facing, I guess, a similar risk of execution. And that campaign is on True Social, and I could pass that information to anybody who needs it. But their names, and I know I'm going to mess them up, and I apologize. Ali Reza Razi and Shervin Baghdarian. And they're asking for immediate help to spread this campaign on True Social. And I could share that link here in just a second. Okay, here it is. And here's the link also to the names that I just butchered, unfortunately.
You did good.
There. Okay, that's all I had to say. Sorry.
Thank you.
Right. That's all the twos. Unless there's more, I wanted to comment on that. I don't want to make anyone really sad, but I don't think the regime cares anymore. And I don't think that they can be embarrassed anymore. And I think they only care about whether they have their, whatever's left of their support in Iran. And I think, it would be great to see if they're running out of targets, bomb all the freaking cranes. How about that? How about all the places they kill people? Blow up the cranes. Blow up all, that would be great. If they're looking for targets, I think that'd be a fantastic target, really. No more cranes all over Iran. At least it would be something. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to do anything. I think the only thing that's going to stop it is to just remove the regime. Sorry. Kathy had a 2.
I see what you're saying, Nobody, but I don't want to lose hope that there's a possibility we can save them. Any little bit can possibly help. I'm not going to give up on these people. They need us more than ever, and if we can do just this little thing by saying their names and making their names famous to save them, then what's there to lose in trying?
I don't
Yeah, I think
disagree with that. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to work. So, be prepared for it not to work. But I agree we should all have hope. I have hope for all of these things, but I just, and I've been sharing that stuff on X for absolutely ages and on all social media. And yet, they still keep executing people. And yeah, I just would like them to just bomb the hell out of them. And that would be that would be much better. Yeah, that's where I'm standing. It's not that I'm saying this is all pointless and you should stop. I'm just saying be prepared for it not to work. Sorry.
All right.
Armin, your neck.
Yeah, I was just gonna agree with both of you. I don't think this is gonna do anything. I mean, maybe it will. I don't know. But I think Nilban is correct that the only solution is to get rid of the regime. Here's one thing the Islamic Republic might do sometimes. For example, sometimes if there's so much pressure on not to execute somebody, they might not execute somebody, and they replace 2 other people in their place instead. Because so even if you manage to save somebody from execution, because there's a demand for execution among regime followers, they will be like, okay, this person got a lot of attention. That's what they did before, right? Well, let's just still throw some blood at the people who want blood, right? By another person. The only solution is regime change. There's nothing else that will stop these people. And but also Kathy is right as well. I mean, you don't know what you don't know what might work. Don't know what might, like, there is no cost, so you might as well share it. It might do something. But only if it doesn't come at the cost of losing focus on regime change, because some people will come and share these names and they think like if it takes away focus from toppling the Islamic Republic, then no. If it's an addition to that, then yes. We just have to be careful not to, because some people feel like they should do something, and then when they come, the first thing they see that they can do is share these people's names, and they're like, okay, I did my part, and then they go. But if they were going to do just one thing, it would have been better if they focused on toppling the regime. But yeah, both of you are correct, and I'm pretty sure Kathy is also mostly focused on regime change. But this is something that there's no cost to it, and we might as well just do it. All right.
Next is Ram.
Yeah, there are basically two ways to save these people from dying. One would probably cause more casualty, and that's if people kind of storm the public execution site and trying to snatch them, but that would end up with more people dying. The second one would be if President Trump gets involved, as he promised that if these guys execute anybody else, we're going to like rain hell upon them or something a while back. And he did save those 8 women who were to be executed. I don't know what happened to them after. I haven't heard anything about it, but I naively like to think that that is basically the only way that people that are about to be executed can be saved. It's by him intervening some way somehow. So that's why amplifying the amplifying what's happening about them, and that the fact that they're being executed on social media is so important, just to basically make it impossible to ignore. But that's the only way I see it.
Next is Kathy.
So I agree what you're saying, Armin. This should be in addition to focusing on regime change, um, but the main focus needs to be regime change. Just make this uh, this an addition to regime change, trying to save these young people.
Yep, I agree. $100%.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.